remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing every day and who you're doing it for. Was it the people that you could help? Was it the freedom it would give you to spend time with your family?
Yeah, knowing the why is super key to your success.
Welcome to Be Bold Branding, where we discuss the power of differentiating yourself through your own unique story and standout personal brand.
If you find yourself, talking to yourself like we do, saying things like, what I'm doing now is just not working for me, or I've got to shake things up, figure out where I'm headed, or I've got to take all these amazing ideas that I have and make sure that I'm pressing forward with the right ideas, preferably the profitable ones, right? Or something like, this time it has to work for me.
Yeah, then you're in the right place today. So pay attention because we don't believe in waiting until January to make changes. We believe in doing it at the beginning of Q4. So you're prepared and have those changes in order to kick off your brand new year. So you need to be thinking about what we're going to be talking about today now for a killer kickoff 2023. All right. And we're going to talk about what it takes so you're prepared for that. All right. Before we do that, hit that shiny button right down there and then turn on your notifications so we can get you more content like this. We've been encouraging everybody in our Facebook group also to let us know what other content that you're wanting to see so we can be sure that we resurrect it and create it for you.
So today we're going to walk you through 4 things you should be considering as you head into the new year.
Yeah, and you want to stick around to number 4 because I actually found it when we talk to people, that's the one most likely to hold you back from any kind of success next year. And if you haven't had success this year or the success you wanted to this year, it might be because of number 4.
All right. And speaking of success, so I'm going to throw a little personal note in here and give a shout out to my dad today. Okay. So my dad,
Gino,
right?
Right.
So my dad, and the reason I'm saying this is it reminds me of what the advice I'm about to give. My dad was huge in basketball. He was actually an awesome basketball star.
Yeah, he was.
When he was in high school, he was number 7 in the state of Georgia. For my 4th birthday, I got a basketball and a basketball goal. I was tickled pink. I played basketball so much after that and don't do it as much today, but I do miss it. So I'm going to take it back to the old days of basketball. So I'm a big basketball fan and I love using the analogy that you can never practice too many layups and foul shots.
Right.
Because they're fundamental. And most of the time when we feel like we're headed in the wrong direction, it's because we've bypassed those fundamentals.
Yeah, agreed. So the number 1 thing out of the 4 we're going to talk about today is go back to the fundamentals. They're very important. I used to actually work for a guy. He'd say it all the time. We used to laugh about it in the meetings because he'd be like, get back to the basics, back to the fundamentals. But it's true, actually. And I know why he was telling us that. You ask yourself the 5 questions that every great brand should answer. If you can't answer this, you haven't been listening to us long enough. So again, hit that shiny little button that says subscribe. Number 1, who do you serve? Number 2, how do you serve them? Number 3, what qualifies you to serve them? Number 4, how does it make their life better? And number 5, what makes you different from everybody else that's doing the exact same thing, trying to get to that customer? You must know these, and they must be clearly conveyed to your potential clients, to your ideal customer.
So when you're planning for next year, that's the first thing you do. Go back to those foul shots and layups, right? Back to those 5 critical questions. Okay. Number 2 is you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. And this may sound crazy. It may sound trivial, right? But remind yourself of why you chose this profession. Was it the people that you could help? Was it the freedom it would give you to spend time with your family? I know that's what it is for me, right? Was it a fierce passion for what you do? That's also what it is for me. It's all 3 of those for me, right? But remind yourself who or why you're doing what you're doing every day and who you're doing it for.
Yeah, knowing the why is going to serve as your daily reminder and motivation to inspire you to continue. You got to enjoy what you do. It may sound trivial, but it's really like super key to your success. You have to enjoy what you do.
Yeah. And when people go through our program and we write their brand messaging, which is basically their story, right? We write things like their elevator pitch, something we call sound bites, which are highlights of your brand at a glance, and then their bio. Our strong advice to them is every single week, read through all of your brand messaging, even all of your bio. But every single day, read through your elevator pitch. It reminds you of what you do and who you do it for and how it changes their life.
And plus it puts it right at the tip of your tongue so you can actually share it with somebody that might pay you.
That's right.
Which is always important.
Which is very important. All right. Number 3 is find help to get you there faster. Okay. We actually have 4 coaches right now. Some people might consider us crazy. I consider us very lucky and blessed to be able to work with these people because they're really pushing that throttle. Like that's putting NOS to your business, guys, you know, speaking in racing terms today. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Nitrous
oxide.
Nitrous oxide. That's right.
Is it NOS for short?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm embarrassing myself, but that's okay. You got it. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so those 4 coaches, every single one of them has helped us cut in line or get to the finish line faster. That's it, guys. And could we have done, here's the big question, and the question you may ask yourself, could we have done those things that they've taught us ourselves? Technically, most of the time, yes.
Sure.
But if we did that, keep in mind now, get that pencil out, jot this down, get your phone out, type a note in. 2 things would have happened if we decided to do all of those things ourselves instead of bringing in a professional to help us cut to the line.
Yeah. The first one is we could not have done it to the standard that our coaches can teach us to do, can help us to do. And so that's very important. They do it every day. You got to keep that in mind. My grandpa used to say, you can't beat a man at his own game. And that's what you got to keep in mind. Pay a coach. Guys, if you want to be successful, pay somebody that's already successful. They're going to tell you what to do. We would have missed critical things in our journey and too much emphasis on the things that don't matter. So, you know, they helped us cut through a lot of that clutter because they'd already been there. And we would have wasted so much time taking our eye off of what we really, really needed to accomplish. And that's very important. It's focus. It's helping you focus on the things that matter. And since time is money, it would have actually cost us a lot more to do it yourself. Another great grandpa saying is everybody pays to go to school. You're either going to pay somebody to teach you what they know, or you're going to waste your money figuring it out. And it's so much better to just cut to the front of the line.
And when you're considering
pay for the fast pass.
That's right. The fast pass. When you're considering that fast pass, right? Ask yourself, what would it mean to your life, to your business, if you could be introduced to 100,000 more prospects this year, the right prospects? What would it mean if you had like social proof of your success and didn't have to spend all your time begging and convincing people to do business with you? You are going to be promoting yourself somewhere in the new year, maybe as a podcast guest, right? So how are you presenting yourself? The big question is, are you leaving money on the table every time you put yourself out there?
Oh, yeah. Okay. The answer is yeah, if you don't have a coach that's helping you. Number 4 is pull your ideas into one clear and concise focus. All right. As we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, this is where I see so many people go wrong. And it'll have you circling the wagons for years with no clear direction. All of the great ideas, everything that you have, if you don't pull them into one focus, you're going to be frazzled. And you're not going to really be, you know, master of all is, or jack of all is master of none, right? And you know, there's certain truth to that, of course. But we work with so many people, have so many projects going on, and they can be profitable. They all can be profitable, but they can't be profitable if you're torn in 4 or 5 different directions.
Yeah, and Michael's speaking too of a lot of people, right? You've got coaches. We work with coaches, creators, experts in various different industries, and they've got 1,000 ideas and at least 4 projects going on at the same time. Like it could be a book, they could be trying to get a TEDx talk, they could have their own podcast, a new course or a coaching program, or even a new target customer they want to start attracting. Yeah.
But when all your ideas are not streamlined into one concise way to present yourself, you definitely are leaving money on the table. And more importantly, you're spending a little bit of time on this project, then a little bit of time on this project, and a little bit of time on this project, a little bit of time on this project, and now you don't have any time And you don't want that when you can pull that in. We specialize in helping people. I was a client first, and she taught me, look, you don't have to have 3 or 4 different brands for 3 or 4 different businesses. You need one brand that explains all of those businesses. It's pure genius.
Yeah. Okay. So let's recap those so you can have the most amazing brand new year. You get that?
Like you got 3 months to get rolling on it. A little less.
Brand new.
Yeah.
But
about
we
2.5.
Branding. Brand new.
Branding.
Year. Brand new you. All right.
Yeah.
We got 12 weeks left. Perfect amount of time.
Perfect.
All right.
All right. Number 1, go back to the fundamentals. Number 2, know why you're doing what you're doing. All right. Number 3, use the help, find help to get there faster. Hire a coach, hire people that do branding because that's very important. Number 4, pull your ideas into one clear, focused presence, and it'll make a difference in your bottom line and your GCI and your return on your investment in marketing.
Mm-hmm. So here's a head start for you. The things we talked about today are just the tip of the iceberg. So if you struggle with any of those things we talked about, we have a Facebook group for people just like us because we struggled with those too.
Yep.
Right? And we crack the code on those issues every single day in this group. It is Build Your Business Star Brand. That's a group you want to head to. Join us now because we share a lot in this group. We help solve problems. We give advice. Build Your Business Star Brand.
And I'm sure you'll have something to offer too.
Yeah.
Right. So please do it. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe. And listen, when we bring you this kind of content like this, we want to bring you good content. We're living this every day. This isn't something we just cracked up. We live it every day. I love being an entrepreneur. I love being an author, a speaker, a podcaster. I love being a real estate agent. I can tell you now that if you don't pull these things together, you're going to be wasting time. And you know why we do this. We do this for prosperity. And we know at BrandFace that prosperity favors the bold. So we say be bold, folks. You know we do every time. And hit that subscribe button. And thank you, Ms. Tanya.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us today.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Brought to you by BrandFace, the only comprehensive personal brand building system across the globe.